how would you approach it? There's a concept, exponential concept of even numbers. If you have two even numbers and they are exponential to each other with the base, take the absolute value of that. Otherwise, you get it wrong. So x is equal to absolute value of -1 because there are other numbers. There's more than one number. There's about a total of 7 numbers. But because of the SAT, in most questions, they're looking for the first true numbers. So you take the absolute value of 1. Therefore, x is equal to what? X minus 1. This will be 0. This has no solution. If you take x is equal to minus x plus 1, because of the absolute value, this will be what? 2x is equal to 1. X has to be what? Half. This is the first true information that will satisfy the equation. So your answer choice, I'll put half as your right answer. This is also a simple expression that when you see it, it should come into your mind. When you see radicals, clear the radicals. How do you clear the radical? If it's a minus something, just add plus. That's all. So x squared minus 6 is going to be multiplied by x plus 6. And the under portion, you have 1 minus x6 all multiplied by x plus square root of 6. This, when you simplify this, is going to be x squared minus 6. This cancel. And you have x plus square root of 6. That's your right answer. Straightforward, right? What do you have? Look at what we have. They're telling you this bigger equation is the same as this. And what is the difference? 2 difference, 18 and 9. Make it look like x squared instead of what we've been doing most of the time. You know it, right? So what are you going to do? Think about it. Think about it. What are you going to do? What kind of approach are you going to do for them? I say make x raised to 9, maybe y or something like that, or x. I'm just going to change it to be a big S. If it's confusing, make it y. That's all. Make it just a y. Now you have a, right? You have a is equal to y plus b. Does that look familiar to you? C, y plus d. Oh, I can handle it now. I took the 9 x raised to 9 away. If you expand it, you know you're going to have what? AC is equal to square. Then the product, this one, the B and D are going to be here. The summation is what? A and C y squared, right? That's you got to do that. So A will multiply this and B will multiply it. Therefore, I'm going to have what? Y is going to be at the back. I'm trying to simplify it quickly so that you can see. That's the way you do it. And the A will multiply D. So AD plus BC. That's all. That is Y. This is equivalent to that. That means 15 is equal to AC. I have 15 is equal to AC. I have M is equal to that. M is equal to what? AD plus BC. And BD is what? 24. These are your solutions. That's all. These are your solutions. AC is 15 and BD is 24. That means if you have to calculate M, look at M. M is what? AD and BC. All the variables are there. If you know A, C, BD, you can still use them to find M. So they are there. AD plus BC. But how can you get the maximum variable? That means our roots, the numbers we need is 15, 24, 1, 1 or something like that. There's so many of them. But to get the maximum, you got to combine the biggest numbers of all together. Therefore, 15 times 15 will multiply, and 1 times 1 will multiply. So the equation is going to be 15 times 24. That's the key. Otherwise, you're not going to get the right answer. Plus 1 times 1. This is satisfying this equation. And you know what it's going to give you. It's going to give you, this is 360 plus 1. Don't forget the 1. You get 361. This is your right answer. The maximum value of m has to be 361. And when you simplify, you see that. You see, I took this off, the s raised to the 9. It never affected the equation. I just took it off. And this is the same application. You have rational equation, polynomial, and then you see this, you look defeated. Don't get defeated. I'll show you a multiple of them, how to approach it. When you see a rational equation, take away the denominator, and then it become easy peasy, right? I have this, they're telling me is equal to this. Oh, but this is not regular like that. Why can't I make ax minus 2 all over here? That's your job. Now, if you do that, you solve the equation. And that's why they tell you x is not equal to what? 2 over a. Otherwise, you get a 0. Because when you solve this, this is it. That means asymptote will be 0. If I put equal to 0, I have 2 over a is equal to s. If it's that, this is all things 0, and the function is not true. They're telling you it's not. That's how they give you those conditions. In the process, I'm going to make all this to look the same, and I can take it out. If it's equal to 0, the equation is not true because this one doesn't satisfy. This will be what? A normal there, and this will be 0 and 0. Therefore, in order to take care of it, I'll make this x plus x 2 ax minus 2. So this multiplied by ax minus 2 minus 3 ax minus 2 minus 53. The 53 is going to cancel because he has already ax minus 2. And therefore, this is what the left side of the equation is going to look like. And then you simplify it. You got to be careful when you simplifying it. If you do it carefully, you can see this is the same amount. So if that's the same amount, it's like a factor. You know, I try to show you some of the tricks when you factorize it. You don't have to waste time trying to open it. This is the same like when you're factorizing. Oh, so this is common to them. That means this times this. That means this equal to that. Or this into bracket this multiplied by that. The same thing. And therefore, if you expand it, it's going to be the 8. It's going to be the initial one minus that. The two x's will multiply each other. So you have minus 8 squared. So minus a squared, right? And then the second one, 8 plus this. This will add it together, and you're going to get 16. This is 16 minus 3a is x. In the process, will be 47. I've calculated it already. But if you open these two and minus this, you're going to get this. This can be simplified because it's already simplified here. What is our 8a? 8a is 25. That's all. Minus 8a is 25. That's the first thing. That means our a is minus 25 over 8. But this is not true. This is not true because of the negative sign is going to affect the whole situation. It will affect this thing. So this is invalid. Take the other equation. This may be what is going to give you the root of the solution. So minus 3a is equal to what? 25. Much better. When you calculate, what are you going to get? A is what? You know, you're looking for the value. What is our A? What do you think? We got to get your A from this. That means 3A. This go here, minus, you're going to get minus 9. A is equal to minus 3. It's no more a fraction. It's a whole number. In the process, if you substitute them, you're going to get the right answer. The other way to think about it, we get our A minus 25 over 8. And you say, oh, I don't see the answers like that. You are not wrong. It just does not, it will make the solution not true in the end if you substitute it in. That's why the answer choice is not there. And this is concept on circles. So that it should be at the tip of your finger. That when you see it, you don't lose point. They say find the equation of a circle where this point are at the end point of the diameter. So you draw it. You say, oh, this is here. This is here. I have minus 8, minus 2. I have 8 and 2. Okay. I know I need the radius. The radius has to be in the middle. And what is the middle? Midpoint. How do you calculate midpoint? 8 minus 8 minus, right? You got to add them together, right? 8 minus 8 over 2. 2 minus 2, that's the x values and the y values over 2. That's midpoint. This is going to give you 0, 0. Therefore, the center, yeah, is 0, 0. I'm at the center of the equation of the circle. Now find the length of this. This is going to give you 8 square plus 2 square because of the center of the circle is 0, 0. And this is going to be 64 plus what? 4. This will give you 68. So r square is 68. Now, the circle formula is based on the center, not point. So never use any point to write circle's formula, which is what? X minus h square plus y minus 8 k square is equal to r square. Well, I'm going to use what? The center. The center are 0. Therefore, s square plus y square. Square of this is 68. Therefore, the right answer is it. If you do it another way, you get it wrong. Some people get confused. They subtract. You see, this guy is subtracting the point from each other. They are not the same thing. And if finding the distance multiply with certain numbers, that does not work. Okay. My favorite calculation again. And I'll show you how to do them. I want you to master word problem. The weight of a trailer. So weight trailer A is what? 315% of the weight of what? B. That's percent. You know they're going to tell you B and C. Same thing. The weight or the same weight A is something about C. 0.025% of C. Now they have to tell you something about C. If the weight of C now is what? Percent of what? Weight B. Oh, then I can just equate things together. What is X? So the X percent. I know X percent has to be C over B. That's all. Can I change this into C over B where A and A are the same? That means 315B, right? 315B is very, very important. You must type. Percent is equal to 0.0625% of C. Change B, C over A. C over B is equal to what? 315% over 0.0625%. That's all. And then you do your calculation, because this is equivalent to that. That should give you 50400. That's your answer. A very big number. That's, if you follow the pattern, no matter how complex, you'll be able, because it's a relation, this test relation. The SAT is testing your logical progression of numbers. They give you this, they say, oh, m is greater than 1, n is greater than 1. That means it has to be bigger number. It's not 0, it's not negative, that. But then they tell you n is that. Wow, why are you complicating things? Don't worry. Write them down. This is the same thing as 1/4. N is 5/6. But what did they tell you? They said, just change the n, make it MA. So they're trying to complicate things for you. I have m is equal to 3/4. And then n is equal to what? M. I'm just replacing m as n. I have 2a minus 1. Oh my God, that's a lot of stuff. 5, 6. Then you get lost. You say, what are we doing? You got it. Just open the bracket. M 3/4 is the same thing as m. What is the problem? 2a times 5/6. That's all. What is he going to give you? What do you think? You're going to get 10a/6. 1 and 5 will give you 5/6. These are all exponents. If I have the same numbers here, that means I have 3/4 is equal to 10a/6 minus 5/6. And then you simplify this. If you simplify, you have 10a is equal to 38/4. A is equal to 38/40. This will give you 19/20. So the answer choice is 19/20. It looks complex. It requires some fast thinking to be able to analyze the question. 58. This, you've seen it before. We've done it multiple times. This is a different form, but why would the concept change? It's the same concept. Do you think it's going to change? No, it does not change. It's the same thing. What is the issue? P is the center of the circle of the figure. What is X? They're asking you about central angle concept. That's all. Which one is the central angle? This is the central angle. What are his points? Here and here. Does this intercept there? Yes, this intercept at each point of that. Therefore, this is portion of inscribed angle. If you find the central angle, you can find that. So what is our central angle? This is a reflex angle. Therefore, this is 82. This is 28. When you add them, you get what? 110. You see? 180 minus that, this will give you what? What do you think? 70. 70 degrees as the central angle. Half of it will give you here. Therefore, this is 35 degrees. That's all. For the two positive numbers x, y, 8 times the square root of x is equal to 16 times the cube root of y, giving that this x is equal to 2/4. What is the value of this? It looks complex, but like I said, write the words down, follow certain principle of mathematics, replace bigger information with the simple one that you can handle, and you will do that. Look at the way I'm going to approach it. I have x, right? Is equal to what? Certain number, x is equal to 16. 8 multiplied by that number is equal to 16 times cube root of y. Okay, and they told me x/4. X is equal to 2/4. Why did they give me 2/4? I'm just making it 1/2. It's and half. Why did they do that? And they said xn squared, x to the power n is equal to y. Okay, well, okay. Now I have this. I say, well, this is 8. X is raised to half. Okay, 16 y raised to what? 1/3. But I see 8 and 16, that's half. This come here, 16 here, and this one 16. This cancel out, and I have half of x half here is equal to y 1/3. That's all. But look at it. They told you x, this x here is half. Oh, I see half here. I'm putting x there. That means x times x half is equal to y 1/3. This should be x 3/2 is equal to y 1 exponent 1/3. They just want you to remain y. Oh, I can take care of this. Look at it. 3/2. You just work with the flow. Mathematics, when you keep on going, it will show up, right? This is equal to 1/3 to the power. Multiply everything by 3 cube, right? This will be 9. 3 times 3 will be 9/2. This is equal to what? This cancel it like that. Boom, boom. Therefore, they said xn, which is 9/2, is equal to y. That means n is equal to 9/2. That's your answer choice. How did you do? Did you get it? I hope so. Now you're getting complicated. No, this is the sum of the solution and the product of the solution again. I told you, if you see long information like that, always the same trick. It's the same principle. Mathematics has no principle, one principle. And so whenever they try to be fancy, they make the equation complex, simplify it, use the standard information that you know, and make it easy. What do you see here? They said this equation is that. Oh, if I simplify, it's already simplified. That means the factors of this is that. It has to be true. If it is, it's not. If it's not, then it's not the true solution. For all the value of x and that means it's true. This is the sum. You see, I see W here. I see V. My eye is telling me, hey, that's the sum of the solution. What are the two possible values of U? This U here. You know, B can be formed by the sum of the solution. This is the same as B. U is B. B is the sum of the solution. It has to be related to that. I'm showing you how I think when I'm doing this kind of question. It's the same thing, sum of the solution. That's what it is, right? Sum of the solution, right? Now, what are we going to have? If you open this, right? If you open this, you know that these can be rewritten like that. So I know for this to be that, I'm going to have W, V, S squared. The first letters, because they have the X. This time X will be that. The next one is the 3 is going to multiply the W. So 3W plus the 5, the V, will be the X. And then the product of the solution is the 15. You see? That's why this is equivalent to that. This is equivalent to that. And this is equivalent to that. This is going to help you answer question quickly. That means 3W, which is the sum of the solution, 5V, right, is U. But that is the same thing here. They've given you, they say what? W plus V is equal to 6. You see what they've done? The product of the solution, which is what? The product of the solution is 8. Here, this is VW, right? The VW is equivalent to 8. VW is equal to 8. You see, the sum of the solution is 6. The product of the solution is 8. What are the numbers that can give you that information? What do you think? 2 numbers. There's so many ways of solving it, but I'm showing you. You can try to solve this based on the numbers, calculate, add it, and based on what they've given you, you can simplify 8 is equal W equal to 8 over V. Put it in. You don't need to. You can see 2 numbers that can add it to give you 6. They can multiply it to give each other 4 and 2. But this is the caveat coming. That means W can be 4 and 2. V can be 4 and 2 also. So you got to do the pairing. Which one is going to give you the answer? The answer choice is not 4 and 2. They ask you for what? The 2 possible values. For all of them to be equal to that. And this is U. They're asking you for U. Therefore, put value when W is 2 and when V is 4. And then flip it. So the first situation, I'll just do 1 and you see. If I pick W as 4 and V as 2, this is going to give me 10. This is going to be 12. This is 22. You see, 122. Let's flip it. W is now 3, is now 2, and V is now what? 4. This is 20 plus 6. This is 26. This is why these are the true value of U, not 2 and 4. 2 and 4 are your factors. Then you put them in to give you that. This is how you do it. 60 question. I put it at 60. If you get here, thank you. That means you master those hard. And this is basically going to give you more confidence that you can handle these kind of questions flawlessly. And before we finish, I throw this at you. You say, oh, why did you do that? Yes, I want you to master this. The sine of a certain angle is 3 over 5. And x is in the quadrant 2. You know what is quadrant 2, right? What is the value of cosine and tan? That is all. Let me show you the quadrant. Quadrant 1 is here. Quadrant, it go anti-clockwise. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the quadrant. And at quadrant 1, everybody is positive. Quadrant 2 is the sine that is positive. Quadrant 3 is the tan that is positive. Quadrant 4 is the cosine. Therefore, I know that if the sine of a certain number is 3 over 5, what should be the cosine? That's the thing. The cosine, you're going to use this formula. Remember, they've not given you you don't know the opposite of that number yet. So this formula, know it. Sine square of x plus cos square of x is equal to always 1. Therefore, cos square x is equal to 1 minus sine square x. In the process, if you put these answers there, 1 minus 3 over 5 squared, this is going to give you plus or minus what? 4 over 5. Or you can use the triangle. Use the triangle. You don't have to go this pathway. You can do the other pathway. If this is sine, right, opposite over hypotenuse, the adjacent has to be 4. And therefore, you can find the cosine. You can do the same thing. Or you can use this formula. That's how it came from. But in quadrant 2, cosine is negative. So make sure you pick minus 4 over 5. That's the only difference. The tan is opposite over the adjacent. So 3 over 4 for tan, but it's going to be what? Negative. That's the key. And therefore, you have to add minus 4 over 5, because they are negative, minus 3 over 4. And that should be your answer. You get 31 over 20. And this is your answer. But you can use this, or you can use this formula to calculate it. But you got to know that quadrant 2, only sign that is positive. The rest are all negative. And the last question, high yield SAT questions, making you comfortable for the SAT. If you learn something, just put a small comment, and so that our channel can grow. And if you need more, check our channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making this enjoyable. I hope you learned something. The table shows the number of books sold at 4 bookstores. The mean number of books sold is what fraction of the total number of books sold at a 4 bookstore? This is the complex question, but it's straightforward. If you think about it, it's just testing your vocabulary. That's all. How can you calculate the mean? Add all this. This will give you 420. Like as the total divided by the number of 4. This will give you 105. That's the mean. But the question says the mean of the number of books sold is a fraction of the total. So the mean is a fraction. That means the mean divided by the fraction of what? This will give you the same thing, 1/4 of the information. This will be what? 1 over 4, 25.25, 1 over 4. That's what is asking you. Look complex, but this is basically a mean translated in a different way. Thank you for watching, and thank you, and good luck on the SAT. Bye-bye.